Do you ever want to feel loved? Anybody ever want to feel loved? Yeah, okay, a few of you at least, right? A few of you want to feel loved, right? There's something in us that really, we want to feel loved, right? We want to know that we're loved. That's something very human. This is a really popular thing, so most of you are going to know about it, but some of you maybe don't, so we're going to go through it just a little bit. But you know the 5 love languages, the theory of like how we feel and experience love from others? Or you can also say, well, how is it that I express love? How is it that I show love? And it's a really good sort of idea in terms of evaluating or looking at, like, well, yeah, how do I experience being loved and how do I show love? So it's called the 5 love languages. There's a great book on it. It was originally written for spouses, and then it went to parenting, to friendship, to all these different things. So the 5 love languages. The first is in words of affirmation, words of love. Sometimes we feel loved by words from others. Some of us, that's our primary thing. Like, we want to hear the affirmation or the words, I love you. And we feel loved then. For some of us, there's the love language of acts of service. That when others do things in service, we feel loved. When others take care of us or show us love through service, we feel that. We feel tangibly that I am loved. For me, if somebody does my laundry, oh, do I feel loved? I hate doing laundry. But it's simple things sometimes that can make us feel loved. Maybe a meal. Maybe somebody mowing the lawn, coming and helping us out. Even a stranger doing something kind in a spontaneous moment, and we can feel loved, right? The third language is the gifts. So some of us really feel loved when we receive gifts from others, right? Maybe it's flowers. Maybe it's money. Christmas presents, birthday presents, Mother's Day presents, Father's Day presents, whatever the case may be. Even the spontaneous gift, some of us feel really loved when somebody gives us something that's genuine. We feel loved by someone gifting something to us. The fourth one is physical touch. So we experience and we feel love when somebody hugs us. Even a handshake or a fist bump. A kiss. Or the love between spouses, right? It's the experience of love, and it's feeling love. Physical touch. The fifth one, this is what happens when you don't have notes. What's the fifth one? Quality time. I knew somebody would know the answer. Somebody else said it too. Good. Quality time. 2 guys got that, I think. Can you believe that? Quality time. The fifth one is quality time. To spend time together. Maybe it's just having a cup of coffee, having a good conversation, or sitting quietly together. We can feel loved by the other who's just simply with us. No agenda, no nothing else maybe. Having fun, going for a walk. Quality time can make some of us feel really loved, and we need that. So each of us kind of has one of those things that makes us really feel loved, and maybe one of those 5 really resonates with you. For me, it's all 5. I want to just feel love all the time, right? Anybody else like that? Yeah, so you're like, yeah, give me it all. So why did this come to mind for Father Ryan this weekend? I think there's something in these readings that I personally noticed, particularly the first reading in the Gospel. Yes, the people of Israel are looking at Moses and they're kind of saying, like, give us a sign. And the people around Jesus, they're doing the same. Give us a sign. And there's something deep there in humanity, way, way back then even, that's saying, show us. We want to tangibly know that we're loved and cared for by the living God. Show us love. Show us that you really care about us. And they want it more than once, right? I mean, the Israelites, he just led them out of slavery. And now they hit a bump in the road. They're going through a rough time, and they're like, no, you better show it again. You better prove it again. You ever do that? You better show me you love me again. I need that. So that's a human experience. It's okay. And even in Jesus' day, right, in the gospel, we just heard that he fed them all this food, more than they could ever imagine. This beautiful act of service. He gives them this wonderful gift. And the very next day, he leaves and they kind of feel abandoned. So what do? They get in their boats and they scurry to go find him and be like, hey man, we need to hear it again. We need to feel it again. We need to see it again. So you see this longing in the human heart, time and again, to be shown love and to feel love and to experience that, and particularly from God. Because oftentimes, right, for various reasons, we can feel abandoned by God or feel like, does God really love me? Look at how things are going. It doesn't maybe seem that way, or I don't feel that way for all sorts of different reasons maybe. You ever not feel the love of God? And you're sitting here going, please give me a sign that you still love me. I've done that. Maybe you all maybe haven't, but I know I have again and again. Show me your love, God. So God knows the human heart. God knows your heart. And he knows how you feel love. And I would be willing to bet on it that every day he's trying to show you that. The tough thing is, just like in our human relationships, we're either not receiving it or we're not recognizing it. We're not fully aware of it. Sometimes we push away on it. But begin, maybe this week, if you haven't in a while, to look for the signs of God going, I love you. I do. And I've got you. May give you a word of affirmation or word of love, maybe through the scriptures. I found myself caught up in the reading one morning during coffee after a bike ride, the whole book of Romans. I had no plan to, but did it. And it spoke words of love into my heart that I really needed. Sometimes somebody's going to come up to you and say something kind, or that you need to hear. Recognize God works through the words of others, right? God's showing me his love. Look for it, receive it, and thank him, and give him love back through words. Acts of service is going to happen through others. It happens through the acts that happen in the sacraments, whether it's the confessional or baptism or marriage or right here from the altar in the Eucharist. It can happen through others as well, right? God uses others to help us out. Recognize that God is showing you love through others. God loves you. Look for the languages in which he's speaking it into your life and into your heart. Be attentive to it. Because just like in human relationships, right? We can lose sight of it or not recognize it because we're looking for something else. Gifts, same thing. Gifts can be from the sacraments. Gifts can be through others. Just the simple fact that most of you probably ate breakfast this morning. I'm not saying necessarily all of you did. That simple fact in itself is a gift from God. Do we recognize that? Even though you did everything to put breakfast on the table, God gave you that still. Can we recognize God loving us by the simple things that we receive too? All sorts of different gifts. Gifts can come through nature. This is an important thing too, right? Like we can experience gifts through nature and God showing us I love you through the beauty of creation. One thing that happened to me recently, I was biking. I bike the lake walk almost every morning, and I was down out heading towards Lakeside, and I came around this corner. It was early in the morning, And right there on the trail is a mama doe feeding her fawn. And I stopped my bike, and it was literally like this. And they just stood there and did their thing for about a good 5 to 10 minutes. Nobody else came along. I was able to recognize actually in the moment, like, God's going, Ryan, I love you, man. And I know this is your love language. So I'm giving you this gift this morning. Physical touch, quality time, can come through others, can come through prayer experiences, all sorts of different things. Learn to recognize the language of God, speaking love into your life. And it's also okay to say, God, can you make me aware of it or show me? Show me again that you love me. I need it. And then receive it. God loves you. And you want to feel it. Let him show you and allow yourself to feel it. May God bless you, and may Jesus Christ be praised.